about what they're doing with the kids, which is great. The exit interview is taking what they know about the standards and what they know about their certification. Trying to compact it in 45 minutes can be tough. But they show us 3 things for each standard. They show us first, what does the standard mean? So what is it? What's the definition? What does it mean to you? Then they look at evidence from their work here at Granite State. So they pull from their portfolio key artifacts and pieces of key artifacts that to them explains that standard. Then the third part that they have to show us is actually evidence from their practice. So they have to look at what they've been doing in the field and pull pieces of that. Sometimes they use technology, they're showing us videos, they're showing us online units, they're showing us examples of the work they've done, but they're talking about their teaching, which I find absolutely wonderful. And Nick, could you pull up the rubric that we use for the exit interview? I'll just show
Sure.
you. We have this in a Google Doc, so anyone that attends the interview that needs to score it, we have a link, and what we do here, the first part is just general information. And Dr. Bob here helped us create the rubric and the scoring that goes along with the interview.
And I would like to intervene. Someone had asked about the evaluation of our culminating teaching experience that had been taken off of the Ed resource page.
Mm-hmm.
That too is no longer. This is what is used in place.
Right. This is a live link, which again is great because all the data, we shoot data right into the back room. That mysterious back room, it's like socks in a dryer, right? It's in there somewhere. So this is everything that we collect on the spot. It's a live link. And what's nice too is at any time, myself or anyone in the SOE office, we can go back and see how it's going. So what are the comments that are being made? How does it look for one certification or another? We have a great comment.
Just kind of scroll
yeah,
through
just
it
keep going. So there's each standard. Here we type in the evidence that we see. We don't put, hey, this looks great. I love the look of this portfolio, great graphic. We're really listing the evidence and talking about the quality of the evidence that we see. And I drive that home to the students. It's all evidence. Show us what you know. Sounds like when we work with the kids, Bob. Show us what you know. What does that mean? We also have a spot on the bottom where we gather feedback from the students. What is it about your program?
And their future plans as well.
Future plans.
I'm a firm believer in the need to develop 5-year plans upon completion of this.
Oh, sure.
The 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sitting here. How do I know?
That is a rubric. I believe at the top it might show the scale. If not,
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and we have all been, what I'll talk about with the FPFs and the lead faculty, we meet monthly to talk about our practice, and we do a lot of training with Dr. Greenleaf on, what is a 1, what is a 2. We calibrate our scores together. The faculty that are involved in this, we do have a lot of conversation among ourselves about what we're seeing and how it's working. I'm good with that, thank you.
Back to the, there we go.
So this is kind of an overview of what the field placement people do. They are on the road, on their phones, on email, on Skype. I think it's 23 hours out of the 24. Dan,
FaceTime.
Right? FaceTime. It's great. And we all talk in the car, because I'm driving. And
Legally
they know
in the car.
hands-free, but they know they can catch me. So we all talk in the morning, and we have our times, and I talk to all of them. It's great.
Actually, I feel like I'm missing something if I'm not talking.
How surprising.
I wanted to tell you a little bit about the extensive training that FBFs have to go through. So this isn't your traditional, and I think at one point or another we've how many things have I done in the state of New Hampshire and how many different jobs have I held. And of course every now and then you work for a university and you go visit a student in the field and that kind of thing. This is pretty extensive, the role that we play, because we are advising, we're working with school districts where we're ensuring a quality experience. We have a lot more to do. We're scoring our ESWs than showing up and taking notes and giving feedback, which is a valuable piece of a job too. So the first thing that they do is a minimum of a 2-day training with me to go over all of the different complexities of the job, the evaluations that we have to do, to learn our acronyms. I've got 2 pages of what those are, right? RASW, FPF. GPS. So we do a minimum of a 2-day training. Then there's an initial Teachscape training, which I'll talk about Teachscape. That is a 45-hour, the FPFs tell me they're usually on there for about 60 hours plus. Teachscape says it's 45, but it's a lot more than that. That is to learn the system. Teachscape is based on the work of Charlotte Danielson. We have a rubric that we use here, which I'll talk about. So that training is through Teachscape. It's watching different vignettes, and it's learning how to score based on the rubric of Charlotte Danielson. So we have an account for everyone set up. Everyone has to go through the training. And then that allows them prepared to do the observation in the field and use Teachscape. They are professional observers after this. Teachscape has that whole training, so they are certified as observers, which is wonderful. We had an initial round of FPFs actually take an assessment. It was 2-2-hour assessments to check how they were doing. They all passed. They did great. There is annual calibration with Teachscape, so at least once a year, they have to go in, view more videos, and take like a mini assessment just to make sure they're keeping up with their skills. As we move with faculty, we'll be doing that monthly. So with our lead faculty, the FPFs and lead faculty will be sitting together once a month, and we'll be watching a lesson, and then we'll be scoring it, just again to make sure we're all doing the same thing. We have extensive technology training. Nick helps us with that. A lot of times it's one-on-one.
I thought I did.
Log into our computer.
You do it.
Example of what not to do.
Example, call IT.
You help me figure out new areas of training that we need to investigate.
So Nick usually pops into our day-long trainings, does an overview of different things, then he works one-on-one with the faculty. And what happens is, of course, like anything, FPFs come into this with different levels of expertise, and Nick helps us bring everyone up to that level of our expectation. We have one FPF who's from Maine, my charming Heather, and she came in really with very limited technology, and now I'm going to do a screenshot and have an online meeting with a student, and she's whipping things out. It's fabulous. So we really bring them up, and we give them the tools. So it's not like, hey, here you go. They all have a technology toolkit, the tablet, the swivels, and things like that. So the projectors, they go to a meeting with a student and a principal. They plug in their projector and put up something from our website. So it's fabulous what they can do. So we have extensive technology training. We meet monthly with the lead faculty, so it's all the field placement and the lead faculty.
So we
4 to 7, yeah, we had that last night. That's why Dan and I were together just recently, and Bob, Nick. So we all meet. What we do in those meetings is essential because we don't sit here and just like, oh, let's chit chat. We talk shop, we talk practice, we calibrate RASWs, which I'll show you more about in a minute. So we're scoring those. We're working on talking about that. If you got one of these from a student, what would be the feedback, what would be the score, and why, and we really dissect them and pull them apart. Lead faculty are currently learning how to observe and then use the Danielson rubric to score, and then field placement will be working with them on that. And it's also the time to talk about exit interviews, maybe, if we're talking about how we're scoring them, issues we're seeing in the field. So those are invaluable meetings. And we have pizza, right, Nick? Nick and I like the pizza.
It's really good.
It's good. Mary's diet of pizza, but we like it.
My adolescents have left the house.
Well, there was a little war in my house last night. I always take the extra pizza home because I have boys that will eat it, and there was one piece of cheese, and my fabulous 16-year-old, he was like, oh, I'm going to eat that in 1 second. By the time he came back, his father was eating that one piece of cheese. Thought there was going to be war over one piece of pizza. But anyway, so we do have, those meetings are just invaluable. We meet all year, too. We don't just stop, when the school year is over. In the summer, we do have longer meetings, so it would be day-long. There's probably 4 to 6 day-long meetings that we have during the year. We have monthly RASW calibration where we score together. Weekly check-ins with the coordinator field experience, so that's me. FPFs are always calling me, emailing me, And again, most of us on our drive time, I have it coordinated. I know if it's Tuesday at 7, Heather's calling me, things like that. So that's great because they keep me in the loop of what they're doing, and then they alert me of issues in the field so I can address them right away. We have extensive professional development workshops, thanks to Dr. Greenleaf here. I know I'm a junkie, I'll stop. And we also attend quarterly faculty meetings with the larger faculty. And that's nice too, because a lot of times they're a name on a paper or on an online course, and then we get to meet them, chat with them. I usually give updates in the field at that time to all the instructors so they're aware of what's going on, what changes are coming. Now I'd like to talk about me for a few minutes. Nothing ever goes by without that. So my role is to really ensure the quality of the field experience, and that is, I have incredible trust of the people that are the field placement faculty. I think they're unbelievable.